Fire investigators in Gaithersburg, Maryland are about to uncover the most heartless crime imaginable.
They saw that there was something that wasn't right.
When rescuers arrive on the scene, they initially believe 5-year-old Daniel Dana is the innocent victim of a fiery crash.
When you're there and you see this little body in the back.
It crushes you. You just can't understand it. But we have a job to do. We have to find out what caused this fire.
Daniel's mother, Nargis Shafarad, who was driving the boy to the beach that night, is also severely burned and rushed to a burn unit.
Mainly her hand, so I thought at that time that she was maybe trying to put the fire out.
By all appearances, a horrific tragedy. Until an arson dog gets a whiff of something truly terrible.
The investigator that was actually up on the car said he thought he had an odor of something similar to gasoline.
The odd thing, that odor is not coming from the outside of the car. It's from the inside.
It was on Daniel's clothes. It was on the blanket Daniel was wrapped in. It was on the front seat. It was on the floor in the front seat. It was along the door rails. It was on the floor of the back seat where Daniel was located.
What investigators can't figure out is how the gas got there.
We found no mechanical problems with the vehicle at all.
This was just an odd scene from the beginning, wouldn't you say?
We finally figured out that there was something more than just a car fire after an accident.
Cops head to the burn center to speak with little Daniel's mom. She's in grave condition, but offers up a strange explanation, claiming she was hauling 2 gallons of gasoline in the front seat.
She actually gave an excuse to say that
She was supposed to be going to the beach, and she didn't want to run out of fuel.
Nargis tells investigators she filled 2 water jugs with gasoline in case she couldn't find a late-night gas station on their way to the beach, stowed them in the passenger seat, forgot, then a short while later lights up a cigarette, and the car erupts.
She had fumes on her right hand, and that's what ignites first, is her right hand. And then some of her body ignites as well, and then she throws herself out of the car.
The distraught mom's explanation, while bizarre, seems feasible. But it's what Nargis doesn't ask investigators that raises real suspicion.
She never once asked the police about her son. You know, is he dead? How did he die? And didn't even shed a tear.
Do you think she had any plans at all to go to Ocean City, Maryland?
Absolutely not. I think that was a made-up story. Anybody who has any sort of small life experience knows that there's gas stations between here and someplace that's at least 4 hours away.
As detectives continue to sift through the scorched wreckage, they hit what they call an aha moment.
The gas tank in the car wasn't even full. So when she said she filled up the extra gasoline in the containers just in case there weren't gas stations on the way to Ocean City, we know that's a lie because she didn't even fill up her own gas tank all the way.
Then this. Prosecutor Steve Chafin says detectives discover someone tried to torch the car before it erupted into a deadly fireball.
We can see the attempt on the right side front door. You can see the charring where somebody took a lighter and actually just tried to light the car on fire. That didn't work.
Could it be possible? A loving mom douses her 5-year-old with gas, lights him on fire, then stands back and watches him burn to death.
We believe that she's now using the gasoline to sprinkle it on Daniel, and it even reached his underwear.
Then the most shocking revelation of all.
The medical examiner told us that he didn't have any soot in his lungs. So that means he wasn't breathing at the time of the fire.
He was already dead.
So Daniel was already dead.
Up next, if the 5-year-old wasn't killed in the fire, how did Daniel die?
This was an attempt to cover up a brutal murder of her own child and make it look like an accident.
At what point did your investigation take a turn down the homicide path?
The very second we were informed from the chief medical examiner's office that they were going to call it a homicide.